just right away, before we get into anything else, I just want us to read it together in Exodus chapter 20, verses 8 through 11. I'm reading in the ESV, and it says this: "Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, you or your son or your daughter, your male servant or your female servant, or your livestock, or the sojourner who is within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that is in them, and rested on the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy." Now imagine for a moment that you're at a busy intersection, okay? Cars, they're zooming by, their horns are honking, people are rushing to and fro. The pace is just frantic, right? Almost chaotic. Kind of like living in Middle Tennessee, I liken it to like Broadway in downtown Nashville, really on just about any given night of the week. And the neon signs are flashing, music's blaring from all of the bars and everything, and tourists, they're just weaving through the crowds. And the energy is electric, but exhausting. Now, imagine that in the midst of all of that hustle and bustle, someone just steps out into the street and they just hold up their hand, and miraculously, everything just stops. And I mean everything. The cars come to a halt, the neon signs, they flicker off, the music just fades away, and the constant motion ceases. And for a moment, there's just stillness and quiet. And in that sudden silence, you can hear things maybe that you couldn't hear before. Things like the gentle rustle of leaves in the trees that are lining the street. Or maybe the soft just cooing of birds that are perched on a nearby building. Maybe even the sound of your own heartbeat, which you hadn't noticed was racing just moments ago. See, in this unexpected moment where everything is paused, you notice details that were lost in the chaos. The intricate architecture of the historic buildings, right? The expressions on people's faces. In this moment, maybe some of them are confused, some are relieved, and some are suddenly aware of how tired they actually are. We might even catch a glimpse of the stars in the sky up above you that you couldn't see before because of all the lights. This moment of stillness probably almost feels sacred. It's as if time itself has taken a deep breath, and it just allows everyone caught in its flow to do the same. And you feel your shoulders relax, your breathing slows, and your mind is clear. And now, just as quickly as it came, that moment passes. Right, that person lowers their hand, and gradually the city comes back to life. The cars, they start moving, the music swells again, and people resume their hurried pace. But something in you has changed, right? Even if no one else remembers, you remember what happened. You remember what it felt like. You've experienced a taste of true rest. You've experienced a momentary Sabbath in the midst of chaos, and you realize how much you needed it. You realize how much everyone around you needed it, even if they didn't know it. See, this image that I tried to paint for you in your mind, this image, it captures the essence of what the Sabbath command offers us. See, it's not just a pause in activity, but it's a reorientation of our entire being. It's like a divine stop sign in the frantic pace of our lives, that it allows us to remember who we are, who God is, and what truly matters. And just as that moment of stillness on Broadway revealed things that were there already but overlooked, the Sabbath, it invites us to see our lives, our world, and our God with fresh eyes. It's God stepping into the frantic pace of our existence, and He's saying, stop and rest. Remember who I am. Remember who you are. But here's the thing, is that we often struggle with this command. If you don't, I certainly do. We live in a culture that glorifies busyness, a culture that equates pause or rest with laziness, and that pushes us to be productive every waking moment of our lives. We're constantly connected, right? We're constantly on, right? Constantly going, doing, trying, producing. And in the midst of all of this, the idea of setting aside a whole day for rest can seem not just challenging, but almost impossible. So in light of that, I want us to dive deep into this commandment together. I want us to explore what it meant for the Israelites who first received it, and what it means for us today, and how we can find true, just soul deep rest in Christ. because I believe that this commandment, far, far from being kind of an outdated relic or just some text that we read that's just, oh, cool, this one is just number 4 of the commandments. No, this one holds a key to a rhythm of life that can bring us joy and peace and a deeper connection with God.